Right then, this is a quick walk around video for quite a rare car actually. This is a 1.8 SR Tourer, or Estate, Honda Civic obviously. The car's covered just 45,000 miles, I think. It's complete blank there, but I will check it when we get back inside. Rarer still is the fact that it's just a one owner car with a full Honda history, right up to the one we've literally just done. Finished in this urban titanium, which always looks lovely on the car. Videos, especially on a dull day like today, never really do it justice. It's a fabulous looking colour. Come around the front of the car, lights and lenses are clear and intact, there's no cracks or condensation there. Bonnet, very, very clean indeed. You can't see any obvious stone chips. There will be a minor one obviously. It's a bit drizzle, so it's hard to see, but I've got to try and battle through these videos. Near side, very clean in the panel work. Near side front alloy is generally good, just sort of like, you know, pickling the inside spokes. Main panel's really nice. Coming out the back of the car, I've always said that the Civic is by far and away the best looking estate car in its class. It's just one that looks like it's designed as an estate first and foremost, which it wasn't, but it looks like it was. Coming around the back, the offside, driver's side, again very smooth in the panel. There is one small indentation which I will show you, because it's there but it's small. Just on the door there, you can just see a slight indentation, sort of halfway down the rear door on the front edge there. Easily pulled out. I've got a chap that normally does it, but unfortunately he's away for quite some time, so but the price reflects the car and its condition, which is generally, apart from that, absolutely lovely, notwithstanding it's now 10-11 years old. Come to the boot area, absolutely cavernous boots, beautifully finished, and it's been kept very, very well. Coming to the back of the car now, lots of room, and the leather work for a car that's a family car fundamentally. It's actually been kept really, really nicely. And the passenger side front, again, very, very clean. Full set of Honda mats inside the car. Passenger seat there in excellent condition. Finally coming to the driver's side, door card again, very clean. Same with the footwell areas, very nice. Driver's seat for a car of its age is in very, very nice condition. Inside the car now, engine's running as is always the case, so the dash is illuminated here. Sat nav, as you can see, working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that lovely clear parking camera, and that complements the front and rear parking sensors. Carrying on down, it's just been kept really, really nicely. Come to the dash binnacle, the best dash design by a mile in its class, looks absolutely stunning. Engine's running, there's no warning lights on at all. Just pan in there for you. 45,986 miles. Very, very nice car. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.8 SR Tourer. Car's registered DG64WDY with a mileage of 55,987 recorded. The reason we do these videos, and especially this bit, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they get to see that very car actually in operation. The reason we've always felt it important is simply because, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in a photograph or the description given, but then get there and find out it's actually got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive, and that can be really annoying, especially if you've driven any kind of distance, of course. We also do it on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you feel yourself if you went and drive in the car. So coming to the car, I mean, just one owner from new, full Honda history, you know, it's going to be good, and it is, you know, it's all beat around the bush. It's the reason we bought it, of course, but I'm going to go through all the things I always do. Twist the key, engine starts instantly, settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. Honda
without a doubt, build the best 4-cylinder engines in the world. And this is another classic example of why. It's got all the kind of trademark qualities you'd expect from a Honda, in that, you know, they're very reliable, very long lasting, best in class. They're timing chain driven, so there's no cam belts to have to worry about. But it's more than that, it's driving them. Honda engines have that lovely kind of sweet edge to them. They're docile, they're tractable, they're economical, they're powerful when you put your foot down. But when you do put your foot down, squeeze the throttle, muted, but you get that lovely induction noise, and as it revs build, it doesn't become harsh and thrashy, you know, which makes it pointless revving out other engines in their class. It's a wonderful unit. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch in the car, absolutely perfect. Bike point's exactly where it's meant to be. It's nice and smooth in operation. Gearbox, 6-speed manual gearbox. Object lesson to other manufacturers and just how to do it. It's fantastic. The gear change, even though it's cable operated as most modern front wheel drive cars are, it's got none of the things that I really hate about cable operated gearboxes, and that is, a lot of them can feel kind of life vague, you know, overly light in some ways. This one it's got substance to it. You know, you can feel the gears actually engage. So when the synchronization just there, it's got that lovely engagement, and it's so slick and just a beautiful piece of engineering, as Honda always do with these kinds of things. And that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, by the way. Then moving on to the steering and chassis, which has always been my favourite part of the Civics. It's just a lovely car because it manages to combine two things, which is really hard to do. Because if you just want to buy this car or a Civic to get you and your family from A to B, you're not particularly bothered whether it's sporty or not. You just want it to be comfortable. It does it brilliantly. It is very comfortable. The ride's really well settled. This particular car, the SR version, gets the adjustable rear shock absorbers. So on the dashboard it's saying C for comfort. If you press the button there, it goes into dynamic and it does firm up. And then press middle one, normal, and then back to comfort for me. That's my setting I like. And it does work because, you know, if you've got a lot of weight in the back, you might want to sort of firm it up, and it, you know, it's marginal, but it does make a difference. But coming back to how the car just rides wonderfully well. But the flip side is, for those of us out there who still enjoy their driving and like the car to sort of feed back something to them, it does it brilliantly. The steering is quick, it's beautifully weighted, pinpoint accurate, so you can trust it implicitly. But when you come into corners, you get very well controlled body roll. The front end on the car is really good on these cars. What I mean by that is it bites into corners, so when you turn in, the front end doesn't feel kind of wallowy and washing away. You can trust it when you go in. It's really rewarding to drive, it really is. Also, incidentally, absolutely no clonks or rattles from underneath the suspension. Steering tracks absolutely bullet straight without any vibrations at this speed, or any speed actually up to the legal limit. Brakes on the car are superb, powerful. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, so all in very, very good order. And then we come inside. Videos cannot get across build quality, and these are beautifully put together cars. It's 10 years old. It is low mileage, but it is still 10 years old, and I've been inside of it, some of its competitors, which are lauded for their build quality when they're new, especially the estate ones, and they can creak, groan and rattle. Yet this one's utterly silent in that regard. You know, they are beautifully assembled. I wish some of these road test journalists who comment on build quality would come back to them after 10 years and see, you know, how they've all stood up, because this is where the Japanese generally are still light years ahead. And then the only bit of this video that is opinion is the dash for me. I think this is the best dashboard in its class by a mile, because it's not just sitting in another car with the same dash binnacle, the same centre stack and variations on exactly the same thing. This one dares to be different, but not just for different sake. It's for your benefit. It works ergonomically absolutely brilliantly. The most conventional part actually is the centre stack here, which is similar to lots of cars in some ways, but as Honda always do, they lay it out really nicely. You've got a really nice sat-nav system, one of the easiest ones you're ever going to use. It's really easy to work your way around, all working perfectly. Down below that, you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish, which also, by the way, pumps out absolutely ice cold air. So we checked that in a warm workshop earlier on. Heated seats again, front seats working perfectly, 2 settings, low and high again, working exactly as intended. All of the switch gear, as is always the case with Hondas, you press it, you've got that lovely damped high quality feel to their switch gear. It's really nicely done. And then in front of me, my favourite part by a mile is this 2-tier design. The idea behind it is that the upper deck is the stuff you're going to look at most regularly. So you've got an information display, which displays some of the information from down here up higher, but the one you generally want to look at most often is your speed, of course. And there it is, big, bold, white on black digital display. It's so easy to read. It basically means I can look ahead at the road, cars, cyclists, pedestrians, whatever happens to be, but I can see my speed at my corner of my eye at all times without taking my eyes off the road, and that's the genius behind it. Down below that, you've got a more conventional pod of 3 dials, rev counter mounted in the middle, flanked either side by the temperature and fuel gauges. Then finally this lovely leather-bound steering wheel. I can't fault this car, it drives absolutely beautifully.